Hey, what is up guys, Kitarok here, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Alright, so a bunch of new updates or news basically was just released and we're going to talk about it in this video. Alright, so I want to talk about the banner because man, that is so juicy. The banner is insane. It's like the best banner I've seen ever since the game started, of course. Okay, so let's talk about these specific updates first because I think this is more important. Alright, so as usual, alright, if you guys are not familiar with the updates, usually they'll be like compensation for Primogems, right? And then they will give like 60 for each hour the server is down. So far, I haven't seen like any additional hours that they are down. They are usually on time with this update, so I wouldn't put too much of a high hopes right there. Okay, so new area for the Dragon Spine, and this is the cool thing about the updates. Version 1.2 events no longer require original resin. Alright, so a lot of players are really hyped about this. For me, I sort of think that this is how it should be. Like, this is how it should be from the beginning, right? Because in the previous Meteor event, if you guys remember the Fischl event, you have to use resin to basically get those things from the shop. And I'm like, what? Why? We are already limited with all these weekly bosses and whatever, and then we have these things that also requires resin. That's going to consume so much resin, right? So now they have changed it. I'm glad this is a thing now, you know. But then I feel like it should have been like this from the start, right? It shouldn't have required resin in the previous event. So I have no idea why that was even a thing previously. Okay, so that is pretty cool. So that means that you can farm and still purchase or redeem the items in the event shop. So therefore, all you need is your time. If you have time, play the event, alright, you will be able to basically get everything from the event shop. Pretty cool. One short thing that I noticed also is the changes to Spiral Abyss. I'm not sure if I like this. Like, are they making Spiral Abyss harder? So floor 9, characters on the field will continuously accumulate Sheer Coal and will continually lose HP after Sheer Coal reaches its limit. And there will be this thing called the Ruined Brazier on the field. Okay, so if you get to Ruined Brazier, it will reduce your Sheer Coal, but the enemies will try to attack that Ruined Brazier on the field to stop it. So this is interestingly enough on floor 9. Floor 10, characters on the field also will accumulate Sheer Coal, right? And there will be a Warming Sealy that will help reduce Sheer Coal for the surrounding characters. Okay, that is I don't know, that's like extra difficulty I think for floor 9 and 10. Floor 11, your character will be critically inflicted with Engulfing Storm, which continuously drains your elemental energy. Alright, so all party members will deal increased cryo damage for floor 11, which is pretty cool, and floor 12, all party members deal increased geo damage. Alright, let's have a look at part 2, shall we? Okay, so that's mainly it, and you can see there are some characters that have their description change, but it's just description, it doesn't change, like it doesn't buff them and give them a specific effect. Okay, so now let's talk about the banner. The banner that everyone is so hyped for. Okay, so first things first, there are two banners again. Where is it? Alright, Secretum Secretorum. Okay, and we have this Epitome Invocation. Now the weapon banner I thought was pretty cunning of MiHoYo to do this, because I think this sword is a new sword, the Summit Shaper, but Skyward Atlas is definitely not a new weapon. Alright, it has been in the banner previously. So I think the whales that try to pull for this specific Summit Shaper will get a ton of Skyward Atlas along the way, right? So that you get more duplicates and waste your resources, I guess. So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone should be pulling for this banner, but then the whales are going to pull for it anyways. So there's that. I don't see any of this being extremely good, even the 4 stars. It has a bunch of the Favonius family weapons, Sacrificial Fragments. Stringless is good though. But the rest of this, I don't see the priority in getting them, to be honest. But this banner, I would like to give MiHoYo a clap, because I think they outsmarted the players right here. They know, MiHoYo knows, they know most players are going to skip Albedo. They predicted, how are they going to sell Albedo because Ganyu is coming afterwards? They have to make players still spend money for Albedo, right? How are they going to do it? This is how they did it. They include 3 of the best 4 stars, in my opinion, okay, in the game in this banner, which is crazy. And these 3 characters, these 3 4 stars, relies heavily on, I wouldn't say they rely heavily on Constellation, but the Constellation is just insanely good on all three of them, right? Bennett, Constellation is insane. Fischl, crazy. Sucrose, why not? Extra charge on her skills and stuff. Yeah, this is just like, I'm a little bit upset. I wish that this tree was on the Ganyu banner, but at the end of the day, you know what? They have to do something to make sure that players still pull for Albedo. Tell me any of you guys who plans or intends to get Albedo as your 5-star. As far as I know, nobody is interested in getting Albedo at all. Like nobody. Everyone is going to save for Ganyu, right? And then this came out. Fischl, Sucrose, Bennett, and this will force players to pull on this banner, right? Because some free-to-play players want all the 4 stars, right? And some of these players are going to get Albedo on the way. Some of them are going to get Albedo in the process. Because once you get Albedo, right? So once you get Albedo, and your original intention is to want to obtain Ganyu, right? This is going to entice players to want to spend money to get Ganyu in the next banner as well, right? Imagine this. You guys are aware that the first time you pull is a 50% chance to get characters on the banner. So let's say you get Mona or you get Keqing. Then the second time you pull, you get Albedo. So if some of you guys are already on that PT, you got Albedo, now you got Albedo, the next one is not guaranteed. So the next one you want to pull for Ganyu, maybe you get D-Luck. And then it's going to make you want to spend to get Ganyu because 50% chance every time, right? The first time, and the second time is 100% chance. So that's the thing, right? So I feel like that's a strategy right here. They want to force you to pull for this banner, alright? All of these very good 4 stars. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I feel I myself don't want Albedo, to be honest. I didn't want Zhongli as well, actually. Zhongli just appeared. I hope Albedo don't appear for me. And if I get a 5-star in this banner, please be an off-banner character. I don't mind getting Qiqi. I would rather get Qiqi C1 than to get an Albedo. I really don't want to build a new character right now, right? I don't have the resources to do so. These 3 are just insane. I'm going to have my Bennett guide coming out soon. I'll try to work on him. And hopefully I can release his guide. Maybe today or tomorrow. So that you guys can see how OP he is, right? He can do everything. Sucrose is... I really want Bennett C1. If I get Bennett C1, I might just stop. I don't really care about Fischl C6 to be honest, because I know Fischl is really strong, right? So let's have a look at the constellation for each of them. If you look at Fischl, right? I already have C3 right now. Fischl C1 is pretty good, alright? So this attack, this allows you to basically deals extra damage every time you attack an enemy. Even if Oz is not on the battlefield, even if you didn't pull out your Raven, right? Your Fischl will still deal 22% extra attack damage. So Constellation 2, alright, so when you use Knight Rider, this is your E skill, alright? So 200% attack as an additional damage, which is crazy. So every time you use this, there's a small AoE. I mean, it's a pretty relatively small AoE, it's not a huge one. Okay, and yeah, AoE is increased by 50%. Alright, Constellation 3 upgrades your skill. Constellation 4, when you use your Q, okay, it deals 222% of attack as electro damage to the surrounding enemies. I mean, it's whatever. I feel like the first 2 Constellation is better. Alright, but the heal is pretty nice. Alright, regenerates 20% of her HP. Constellation 5, you get, you know, the Q skill, upgraded skills, and Constellation 6 extends duration of Oz's presence by 2 seconds, which can be pretty huge, alright? Considering that Fischl can summon Oz using her E and her Q, right? And also, Oz attacks with your active character, meaning that you can swap Fischl out, and Oz will still attack, dealing 30% of Fischl's attack as electro damage. So that means your Fischl can be a support, right? You don't really have to use Fischl as the DPS. You can swap to someone else, use a DPS, and Fischl will still help you to attack and deal this electro damage. This is crazy, man. This Constellation is crazy. Let's have a look at Sucrose one. Sucrose, if you really want to use her, I think most players have told you, you want to have at least C1, Constellation 1. So this will give you 1 additional charge. This is super good, alright? If you guys are not sure how strong this is, her E skill lasts quite some time. So if I press this, you can see the cooldown is about 15 seconds. But because I have 2 charge, right, I can use it again. So yeah, that's what Sucrose's her C1 actually provides. I would say C1 is like the bare minimum of Constellation for her. Alright, C2, I don't see why you need this one, but it's good to have, right? Increase by 2 seconds. Alright, this is for the ultimate, alright, for the Q, Elemental Burst. You get additional 2 seconds. for duration. Alright, this one increase your skill level. So C4, every 7 normal and charge attacks, Sucrose will reduce the cooldown of a stable animal hypothesis creation. This one is alright, you know, it's not the best. I don't really recommend getting this one because like most of the time you would use her skills and you will swap her out. You won't let her remain in the battlefield unless she's your main DPS. Imagine having a main DPS Sucrose. If your Sucrose is a main DPS, this is going to be extremely beneficial. Alright, so C5 you get more skill level, and the last one, so this apparently triggers an elemental absorption. So all party members gain a 20% elemental damage bonus for the corresponding absorbed element during its duration. So this is pretty cool. 20% damage bonus is a lot. So if that's, let's say it happens to be a pyro, so now your Klee, your Diluc will have 20% extra pyro damage bonus. That's a lot. That's a lot, and this will definitely help with it. Alright, this Constellation 6. Now let's talk about Bennett's one, which is what I think most players are excited. I will try to go through more in depth when I do my Bennett guide, but ideally, Bennett C1 is amazing. So because it gives, it no longer has a HP restriction for your increased attack. So Bennett's ultimate, alright, basically called the Fantastic Voyage. So what it does, it creates that big circle. So if you stand in that, you need to be above 70% HP to benefit from the attack buff. But this basically removes the restriction, alright? And on top of that, you gain additional 20% of Bennett's base attack. 20%. It's a lot. Alright, so I will go through in depth, but this is a lot. C1 is the best constellation for Bennett. The rest is not really needed, you know. Energy recharge increase if your HP falls below 70%. And then you have, this one is like the second attack of Passion Overload's charge, which is your elemental skill, right? Passion Overload. So it gives you an extra attack or something. This is only useful if you hold your, or you charge your elemental skill a lot. And the last one, I've heard that this is a pretty bad constellation for Bennett, based on what I hear, because it gives everyone a 15% pyro damage bonus. So depending on how you look at it, this could be good or bad, alright? If you have a Keqing, for example, because Keqing, you want her to have Electro, right? And then this will give her pyro. I don't know, it's gonna make her deal overload or something. So ideally, it can be good or bad depending on your setup, but ideally this is a good bonus if you're pairing with another, we're talking about another unit that happens to be a pyro already. So overall, C1 for all of them are very, very good. C1 on Bennett, C1 on Sucrose, C1 on Fischl. Ideally try to get them to C1, alright? And yeah, you would have a much better or stronger 4-star units just by having Constellation 1 on each and every one of these 4 stars in this banner, right? So definitely, I am going to pull for this banner, for sure. I'm not going to miss out on this opportunity. My biggest fear is getting Albedo. I really hope I don't get him, but because there's a 50% chance that I can get something else still, alright? Something that's off banner, which can be Diluc, Chi-Chi, Mona, Keqing, and Jin. So I'll be happy if it's one of those. I really hope it's not Albedo, but we'll see how it goes, right? At the end of the day, if that's only if I decide to actually pull a lot, I might just stop once I get, you know, C1 Bennett, but we'll see. I'm really happy with where my Fischl and my Sucrose is at right now in terms of their constellation. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to pull knowing that Albedo is right there and there's a chance for you to get him using all your PT? Or are you guys going to hold your temptation and skip out and wait for Ganyu's banner? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.